Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel, and in today's video we're going to be going over my round 2 tips, and I will be also revealing the winner for the round 1 margin comp. However, the margin comps are unfortunately ending for the meantime. I'll just be going over my weekly tips like I did at the start of last season. So yeah, I'm going to be scrapping the margin comps. So thanks for everyone who entered in last week's. But as I did say in the comments, if this comment does not get more than a certain amount of likes, and I won't continue the margin comps. I know you guys like them, but we'll just be going over my round 2 tips on ESPN footy tipping. However, we will go over the round 1 margin comp winner, and today it is Blakey Plays. He tipped Port by 51 and they won by 52, so just 1 point off. So congratulations, Blakey Plays. Wonderful tip. Very hard one to predict, that one actually, because everyone knows that Port Adelaide would will definitely win, but it's just the matter of how many points. And we'll get straight onto ESPN and go over my round 2 tips. So before we go over my round 2 tips, we'll be going through my round 1 tips and reviewing how well I did. And also in the round 2 tips, I'm going to be adding a new little feature. So pretty much at the end of all my predictions, I'll be saying one big call that I think is going to happen in the round. If I get it correct, let's just say I'll give myself an extra point, in next week's tipping comp. So say I got maybe 5 tips right in the round, I'll get 5 points, and then I got my my big call right, then I'll get 6 right. So yeah, it's basically just one extra tip correct. So my round 1 tips, I had Richmond beating Carlton by 24 points. I was 1 off. They won by 25. Wonderful prediction. And they had to score 1 point pretty much with 5 seconds left in the last quarter. I thought I was going to get it spot on, but it's always a hard one to predict the very first round. So yeah, very, very proud of that tip actually. And I tipped the Pies, and they really did not go well against the Bulldogs. Bulldogs pretty much dominated the whole game. I just thought Collingwood was going to win just because at the MCG I thought they would be a bit stronger, but turns out the Bulldogs are very good this year to start off the season. I tipped Freo because I never tip against my own team, so that's 2 in a row wrong. And then obviously I tipped Geelong. I don't think anyone tipped Adelaide, and if you can prove that you tipped Adelaide with a screenshot, send it to me on Instagram, then I'll give you a shout out in next week's tipping. But yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone tipped Geelong. No one was expecting this. Absolute crazy scenes for the Crows fans. And then what a ripper this one was. Essendon versus Hawthorne. Hawthorne winning by just the 1 point, being down by 39 points at half time. And I tipped Brisbane. I don't think anyone else tipped Sydney. And once again, if you did tip Sydney, hit me up with a screenshot on Instagram to prove that you did tip the Swans. Moving on to the Sunday matches, Port Adelaide versus North Melbourne. Obviously tipped Port Adelaide. That one was a pretty easy one. And GWS versus Saints. Wow, I don't know if this one was a bit of an upset. It was always going to be a close match, but the Giants ended up losing that one. Got that tip wrong, and then also got the West Coast tip against Gold Coast, which is very disappointing for Matt Rowell, obviously, going out. And we will enter my tips for round 2. Let's get into it. Here are all the matches. So starting off on a Thursday night, prime time, this is going to be a ripping match. And most people have predicted the Blues to win against the Pies at the MCG. It's going to be a close game, but I reckon I'll just have to back in the Pies. It'll be a close game. I'll say it'll be close. I'm going to say 7-point win for the Pies. Very good game this one will be, in my opinion. And as I'm doing my footy tips, ESPN has just mailed me saying, don't forget round 2 tips. Don't worry, I'm not forgetting them. Geelong versus Brisbane is up next, and this is going to be a ripping game. Obviously, 2 teams coming off a very big upset loss in round 1. I think I'll have to back in the Cats here at the home ground. Most people have obviously tipped them, 81% to 19%. Next up, Sydney versus Adelaide, and the 2 teams that won the 2 upsets last round. It's such a coincidence that that's happened. Sydney versus Adelaide at the SCG. Boom. There we go. The Swans are going to win it, in my opinion, just because it's at the SCG. If it was at Adelaide Oval, I reckon I'd have to tip the Crows. but I'm going to go the Swans with this one. Money is to the Swans as well, and obviously Buddy Franklin is back. And also for the Sydney and Adelaide game, I will be doing a live reaction, which is very exciting. Yesterday, I did get my live streaming back. So yeah, that's amazing. Haven't done a stream since August last year because I've been banned since then. But I will be streaming the Sydney vs Adelaide game at 1:30 p.m. So make sure to go check that out on Saturday. Next game, Port Adelaide vs Essendon. Wow, the 4% that tips Essendon, you'd think would just have to be the Essendon supporters that have to stay loyal to their club, because at Adelaide Oval, this is just going to be a slaughter. Essendon up by 40 points at half-time against the Hawks, and they still managed to lose. So at Adelaide Oval, versing a better team at an away game as well, it's just not going to go well for the Bombers. They're just going to fall apart. And next game, second last game, no, there's heaps more games actually. St Kilda versus Melbourne at Marvel Stadium. Wow, this is going to be a ripping game. I'm going to have to back in the Saints, I reckon. The D's, when they versed the Dockers on Saturday last week, they played very, very good footy. Actually, I don't think they played very good footy. I just think the Dockers played very poorly. The D's didn't do too well. It's just that we were just really bad on the day. And I reckon Saints coming off a massive win away from home, I reckon they should be able to get this one done at Marvel Stadium. And for the last game on Saturday, 8:10 p.m, Gold Coast versus North Melbourne. North Melbourne coming off a big loss. Gold Coast coming off a loss as well. But at their home ground, I reckon they should be able to get the job done. Hawthorne versus Richmond, first game on Sunday at the MCG. You never know with this one, to be honest. You never know. I remember last season the Hawks did win against the Tigers. Can they do it again? Oh, I'm so tempted to tip an upset. Honestly, look at that. I'm tipping the Hawks. Oh, however, they did come back against Essendon, and Essendon are a very bad team. So, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to tip a big upset here. That is not my big call of the round, but however, that is definitely the biggest upset of the round I'm tipping today. Marvel Stadium, Dogs versus West Coast. This game is always a good one to watch at Marvel Stadium. I'll have to back in the Dogs at their home ground. West Coast having to travel to Melbourne, and the Dogs coming off a comfortable win. So are the Eagles, but the Dogs had a bit more of a challenge, I reckon, with Collingwood rather than the Eagles with Gold Coast. Last game of the round, Freo versus the Giants. Freo have the money to win this. Anyway, you got to always stay loyal to your club, and we actually might have a chance here at our home ground, Optus Stadium. And having to wait to watch your team until 6:10 p.m. on Sunday is just really frustrating. And I remember last time we versed the Giants, I think we lost by about 50 points, so it wasn't a good day at all. And after my tips, obviously it's time to go through the call of the round. I'll be saying one big call at the end of my footy tips for the round. So after the round 2 tips, my big call is for Buddy Franklin to kick 3 or more goals in his return match. Very likely to happen. Not sure if it will. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Once again, congratulations to Blakey Plays for winning the winner and margin comp. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.